If everything in your life looks fine on paper, but something within you still feels off, this might explain why. Keep watching. Welcome to the Living Free in Me YouTube channel. My name is Haley and I am so excited to talk to you about this topic today. So today's video is going to be about if everything in your life adds up. Everything seems great. Realistically, as you may think, everything's perfect. I might have everything I've ever wanted, or I might be on my way there. I'm on my path that I feel great about. I feel like I'm doing everything in my power to create my dream life, but something still feels a little bit off. You might have feelings of guilt about this. You might feel a little bit guilty for not being happy or not being content or satisfied. You might think something is wrong with you. You might question, am I on the wrong path? Is this actually what I'm meant to be doing? Is this actually what makes me happy? First of all, I just want to normalize this and say nothing is wrong with you. This is completely normal. These feelings come and go. These are natural feelings that happen as part of life. Okay, so yeah, you might have thought that once you are stable, once you have your path figured out, again, maybe you have already achieved what you wish to achieve as far as your career or your family life, anything that means the most to you in life, if you have already achieved it, or if you know that you are on your path there, you might feel like you've made it. You might feel like this is my peak. This is what I've been working for so long towards. Why am I still not happy? Why am I not satisfied? Why am I not overwhelmed, overflowing with joy? I've been there. I know what that's like, and that is what we're going to be talking about today. So yeah, let's get into what might actually be going on here. So let's think about the topic of external alignment versus internal alignment. So this is the easiest way to describe one of the things that might be going on here. So when we think about everything outside of ourselves, that means the people around us, our job, where we live, the world outside of us. Where you are at, everything outside of you might be aligned or partially aligned, or you're getting there. Obviously, everything outside of ourselves is a really big part of our life, but what about internal alignment? This might be the missing piece or the missing aspect that maybe you haven't been considering or putting as much thought into. How do you feel on the inside? This might be the first time you're ever thinking about this, or you may have thought about this quite a bit, but either way, let's take a moment to explore this a little bit further. Take this at your own pace. This can be a little overwhelming at first if you haven't really thought about these topics, so I just want to say, be gentle, take your time, give yourself grace, and allow yourself to move at your own pace. Do not rush yourself to fix everything going on. Maybe you recognize there is some internal disalignment. I just want to say this is totally okay. This is normal. We've all been there, and here at Living for Me, we just slowly walk you at your own pace towards that internal alignment. Okay, so another thing that might be happening here, which is very common, is you might have a belief that achieving things, and again, this goes back to the external versus internal, if you achieve the things that you've always wanted to, that you're automatically going to be happy. I had this belief for so long, and I know that this is very common. I've heard this time and time again. I think this is overall something that needs to be talked about more. So another thing that could potentially be happening here, again, I feel like everything in this video goes back to the theme of external versus internal alignment. So this piece is it might be subtle, and it might take some analyzing and some thinking and some self-awareness to pinpoint what exactly is going on here, but it is subtly living in misalignment with your values. So it depends on how often you check in with your values. If you're aware of what your values are, maybe you fully know what your values are, maybe you partially do, you have an idea, or maybe you haven't actually thought about this before. Either way is completely fine, and it is never too late to begin to work on and discover these aspects of yourself. But there is a chance that maybe the missing piece for you could be not fully living in alignment with your values. And I will say, me as someone who has been on my happiness journey for 11 years now, learning about my values has only came into the picture within, I'd say maybe halfway. So maybe the past 5 years is when I began thinking about this topic, but realistically, with only in the past 2 years have I actually been thinking about my values on a deeper level and getting super in tune with them. And I will say that this makes a huge difference, because it is so easy to give your energy to things in your life that don't actually align with your values. This is such an easy thing to miss, and this very well could be the missing piece for you. And the last thing that I'm going to be talking about as potential causes for this feeling that you're having is having happiness as an overarching goal that you're working towards, but not really knowing how it fits into your life. So this can be a little bit more complicated, because yes, you might have happiness as a goal, as most people do. Yes, most people have happiness as a goal in their life, but truly, the way happiness can come into your life the most easiest, the most effortless, and the most fulfilling way is when happiness is actually a byproduct of the things that you're doing in your life and how you're living your life. Okay, so you've heard all of this, you've heard my whole spiel, you've heard my thoughts and opinions on this topic, but you might be wondering, okay, so what exactly do I do with all this information? That's a really good question. Okay, so realizing these things is only the first part. The real change and the real progress happens once you actually begin implementing this into your day-to-day life. And this doesn't have to happen overnight. This doesn't have to be a night and day situation. You are allowed to take this slowly. You are allowed to take this at your own pace and in a way that feels good for you personally. Everyone's on their own journey, everyone's on their own path, and things may come super fast for you, things may take longer, and I just want you to know that is completely okay. Take it at your own pace, take it however feels good for you. And something that I love talking about is creating very small changes. I believe that small changes add up over time and make a giant impact on your overall happiness and fulfillment in your life. So if you are ready to make this jump, if you are ready to learn how to live a little bit more intentionally, a little bit more aligned with who you truly are, I have actually designed a course called Your Daily Happiness Routine. And no pressure at all, but I just would like to share this with you just so you know, if you would like a little bit more structure to your approach, this resource is available for you on my website. I will have it linked down below for you. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos about happiness, personal fulfillment, and getting in touch with your true, authentic self. So, I do have one question for you. If you would like to comment down below, feel free to. If you would like to journal about it, that's great, or even just take a moment to reflect. So with all of this being said, what is one small, tiny, almost effortless shift you can make today? Just one small moment where you can begin to feel just a little bit more aligned with your true, authentic self. The self of you, the part of you, the version of you that just feels a little bit more happy, a little bit more content, a little bit more aligned. So go ahead and think about that. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I look forward to having you back here on my channel. All right, thank you so much. Bye.